It was almost the turn of the century, but it all ended here, December 14th, 1799.
George Washington was a farmer and businessman who made his money in various industries on his plantation, Mount Vernon.
After the Revolutionary War, George Washington spent lots of time on his estate. His estate was full of different buildings. George Washington created a fine landscape and beautiful gardens all throughout his estate.
Standing behind me is George Washington's greenhouse. While he was a farmer, he also cared a lot about his plants. He adapted this structure from a similar structure developed by Margaret Carroll, who lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Throughout the winter, it would serve as a shelter for tropical plants and semi-tropical plants. During the summer, he would keep it in tubs and they would stay outside. This is the botanical garden where George Washington would plant exotic plants, often tended by his own hands.
The mansion has a total of 21 rooms. Washington selected architecture that represented him and as the leader of a new nation. The first floor of the mansion was more formal, containing dining room, parlors, the central hall, and Washington's study. The second floor contained 6 bedrooms, including Washington's personal bedroom.
Right here is the water pump that Washington's servants would use to get water, and standing behind me is the kitchen, which was built in 1775, built away from the building so that it would reduce the chance of a fire. It was also built away from the building so the smoke and noise would not bother Washington and his guests staying in the building. The kitchen is to the right of me, while the 2 upper windows are George and Martha's bedroom. The cupola tower on top of the mansion is where he would cool down the mansion, and then behind me is the Potomac River.
There were many side buildings that helped the estate to function.
The storehouse was kept under watchful eye of George Washington and his manager. At the time of his death, more than 500 items were placed on inventory. Below me is the paint cellar. At the paint cellar, it would be used to keep all the paint that George Washington would use to keep fresh goods of paint. The clerk quarters is where the clerk would live, who would record and write letters for the Washington family and manage the business from this room. The salt house is where they would store a variety of goods. They would stay good throughout the year, and different goods would be kept throughout the year based on what they needed during that time. This is the spinning house. Here is where this wool would be produced and spun. This is the overseer's quarters. Because of George Washington's extended absences from Mount Vernon, he would rely on his overseers to make sure the day-to-day functions of the mansion went well. This is the stove room, which acted as a heater for the greenhouse. Plants like palms, citruses, and other tropical plants would be kept warm throughout the winter during the cold, harsh Virginia winters.
Struggling with institution of slavery and spoke about ending slavery, Washington was a slaveholder for 56 years. But at the end of his life, Washington freed all of his slaves in his will.
This is the men bunk room where George Washington's male slaves would stay. As you can see, there are 10 bunk beds in the slave room, and they would stay here when they were not working on the plantation. This is the women's slave room where female slaves on Washington's plantation would live. This is the shoemaker's shop where shoemakers would be kept busy repairing shoes for almost 100 slaves that lived on Washington's plantation.
From running a country to running the last plantation, Mount Vernon, George Washington was a hard-working American who accomplished much in his lifetime.